Alright, so this one is on the demeanor of the officers and getting things done. From the moment Natalie disappeared until now, I haven't had a place where I could sit down and work on the things I need to without disturbing the lives of others. Now, Sheriff Scott DaCosta, when I was down there speaking with him yesterday, he wanted to talk about if there's something new. Shit, bitch, you didn't investigate any of the old stuff. You didn't investigate anything. Now, the demeanor of Deputy Holloway, was a lot different. A lot of the things that Scott DaCosta had to say, Deputy Holloway had something different to say. A lot of the situations I was in, they had kids there. Now, that would have been alright if I hadn't been stuck in a common area. But that just wasn't the case. I was stuck in a common area. The other thing is, I need help with the computer stuff. I don't need somebody to do it for me. That won't give me the ability to do it. If you only have an hour to help me, and you spend that hour doing that for me, I have many, many more hours worth of work I need to do, and I still won't know how to do it. A lot of the younger folks especially have a real attitude with that. Like, they say that they'll help, and then they get condescending and treat me like I'm a fucking idiot because I don't know how to do that computer stuff that they all know how to do. That doesn't mean I'm an idiot. It means I don't know how and you need to show me. With a lot of the people that I'm mad at, it's not just the public opinion, it's the abuse that I've had to endure. And my inability to defend myself is a result of it. Now, when Natalie died, it wasn't just the public opinion that I was having to deal with. It was the fact that all of my money was being taken. It was the fact that people were just giving me lip service. Something I still get to this day. And then I'm some sort of a bad person because I don't know how to do these things that all these folks expect me magically to be able to have done. A lot of this stuff they expect me to figure out on my own. I've spent hundreds of hours trying to figure this shit out and gotten absolutely nowhere. As far as having a quiet environment where I can sit down and just work on this stuff. A lot of people, I got frustrated. They didn't like that I was frustrated, and they treated me completely like shit for it. Well, that just makes me more frustrated. That doesn't help me out at all. And then with them not keeping their word, it costs me everything. I mean, there's a lot of things that I used to do that I'm not able to. I don't have the tools, I don't have the place to do it, and so on. Police across the board refused to take a statement from me, and, well, as far as Scott DaCosta goes, I'm not a real big fan of the man. See, the things that he should have been doing and should have been taking care of and wasn't, well, those aren't my fault. It's not my fault that no police officer would investigate any of the crimes against me. I went in there yesterday with 2 computers. I had the intent of actually showing the officers what was going on. Actually showing it to them. But, I gotta do that across the computer, which means that I need some help from somebody who knows how to use computers still. Getting the guy who I'm staying with to help with that, probably not going to happen because I have asked him before. He says he can't because he's got too much of his own stuff going on. I get that. The thing is that a lot of people are mad at me because I have meltdowns. I have meltdowns because I'm not getting the help that I need. I don't have the abilities that you expect me to have. And you think you can punish me until I have those abilities. It doesn't work that way. When I was at Shannon Alvarado's, Shannon's real big on volunteering her boyfriend to help me with stuff. But then he couldn't help me with stuff because they were too busy arguing, too busy fighting. That doesn't make Shannon a bad person. The problem is that she didn't want to acknowledge the fact that, well, really, her behaviors were entirely inappropriate. Her getting drunk was entirely not useful for anyone, not her, not anyone else. It was her alcoholism that prevented the things that she wanted done from getting done. It was her alcoholism that prevented me from doing the things that I need to do. See, when it comes to the screaming, there's nothing that I can do to stop it. There's nothing that I can do to function through that. Before I hurt my back, if there was an issue, I could walk away from it. I could leave. That's what I did in the past. When there was an issue with Josh Hughes, I left. I didn't want to have to deal with that issue, and he wasn't going to deal with it in an adult fashion. He's not the only one, though. A lot of these people are friends with people who did wrong shit, and they want to remain friends with the people who did wrong shit to me. Meanwhile, these people who did wrong shit to me got together with their friends to do bad shit to me. And then I get to hear from people who have help, who have people there in person, who actually care. I get to hear from them about how they did it all themselves. Bullshit. Bullshit, I know better. So I got a bunch of stuff that I need to get taken care of. Laura Nelson hooked me up with a desk. So it's just a little desk. It's cute. I gotta go back and retake a bunch of screenshots. I gotta figure out how to get into files that I don't know how to get into. I gotta figure out a lot of stuff that I don't know how to do in order to get that stuff to the officer that it needs to go to. Of course, Officer Holloway, or Deputy Holloway, sorry, said a lot of things that I've been saying all along. Like what he had to say about human nature. I've been saying that all along. I even called it human nature. But the fact is, we're not paying these people for human nature. We're paying them to do a job. The reason that officers need to be forced to wear body cameras at all times is so that it is documented. I shouldn't have had to defend myself in the way that I did. Without the resources that I needed to take care of myself, there was no way in hell that I could jump through all the hoops that the government expected me to jump through when I was assaulted by Waylon Lolatai. But it wasn't just Waylon Lolatai I was being assaulted by. I was assaulted by the general public. Scott DaCosta had quite a bit to say about how he can't do anything about public opinion. It doesn't matter if you can do anything about public opinion. You need to do something about the assaults. You need to do something about the threats. You need to at least document it. There are a lot of people in America who can't make a police report because they're homeless. If they go in person, they'll get treated like trash. They don't have a computer like I do. So as far as electronic evidence goes, they can't collect it, they can't receive it, they can't send it. They're just fucked. As far as going to the library goes, the library isn't any better of a situation than the place that I'm at. I mean, sure, the place that I'm at is really loud, but at least I don't have to grab all of that evidence and drag it halfway across town with a fucked up back, only to drag it back to where I was at the beginning of the day at the end of the night. It's a lot of fucking work. And then I still have to go outside to make telephone calls. See, the thing is, if I can't magic up the abilities to use the computer and use these programs and so on and so forth in a timely and efficient manner, I don't get to make a statement. Only one side gets heard. Now, there are many, many situations where I have gone in to try to get the police to do their jobs. You know, as soon as I tell them that there were police involved, they turn off their ears and start getting hostile. Much like that FBI agent the other day. A lot of those guys get like that. You start telling on law enforcement starts treating you very hostile. That's why it's important to take someone in with you. I still need those technical abilities with the computer. Now, a lot of these people who are mad at me, they were able to do things for me, but weren't willing to sit down with me and show me how to do them. And then later on, they throw it in my face, like, hey, you know what, there's a certain way that things are going to work, and there's a certain way that they're not. I know how I work. I know how I function. As far as Natalie goes, you know, I love her. I really do. And her sister. And I love Maddie Boa, too. But goddamn, I'm pissed off at these people. The only reason that I had to commit illegal activities is because when I tried going the legal route, police didn't give a fuck. I wasn't human enough to do any investigating. I wasn't rich enough to do any investigating. I wasn't good looking enough or female enough. I still need help. See, these officers keep telling me to send it over email, and that's nice, but I've sent stuff over email to cops before, and somehow magically it doesn't show up on their end. What am I supposed to do about that? I'm supposed to troubleshoot it, right? Well, I've been trying. I get overwhelmed and I shut down. I need someone to sit with me. I need someone to actually care what's been going on. Someone who's actually willing to look at the evidence, help me collect it, recollect it. Some of it for the 5th time, some of it for the 8th time, some of it for the 20th time. See, the thing is, people wanted to throw in their ignorant opinions rather than listen to the person who knows. I'd already spoken to lawyers, and I was doing what it is that the lawyers said that I needed to do in order to get this done. I was doing my best. But all these people telling me that's not going to work, that's not going to work. Well, excuse me, I'm the one who talked to the lawyer, not you. Why don't you try listening to me instead of just assuming that I'm a fucking moron? Because I'm not. those of you younger folks who want to go, oh, well, you can't even send an email. You're a fucking idiot. Well, the thing is, I can send an email. And those emails that I sent out, they went to other people. Other people got them, just law enforcement somehow magically didn't. Anyway, I grew up in the 80s. There's plenty of things I can do that you can't because you only know how to play video games. When it comes to computers, that's about the extent of my skills. Video games.